You're listening to the Blush and Burn Books podcast,
where two sisters read anything from slow burns to heart-pounding spice. I'm Laura.
And I'm Annie. Grab your favorite drink and let's get bookish.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Blush and Burn Books podcast. I'm Laura Eakin.
And I'm Annie Baxter.
And today we have an amazing author on. This gave us a 5-star read. Annie and I just read it, and it was Chef's Kiss, Miss Caty Rogan. Woo! How are you, my dear?
Woo!
Gosh, I'm so good. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes,
you so excited to have you on.
Here, fresh off of your tour, right?
It's fresh off book tour. It was so much fun.
I'm sure there's a ton of chaos that's involved with that.
With book tour, yes.
Yeah.
The flights and, you're like traveling every day, but getting to meet readers face to face and just to have that enthusiasm and excitement on release day and all the, I'm going to like cry thinking about it. It was really magical. Exhausting, but magical.
I would cry all the
sure.
time. I would cry the whole time. I mean, I can't imagine what it's like being in front of like a crowd and having everybody be like all like so excited to see you and like hyping you up, and you're just like, keep it.
Oh my God, it was so surreal. I actually didn't cry times like on book tour, but I think I was in like adrenaline mode, but I've cried a lot since. It's like
for sure.
I went home and crashed. I don't know.
We
Like,
believe in the crash.
Yeah. You get up in front of people and you're like, I don't even know what I just said. But I'm pretty sure that whatever it was okay, but I can't remember anything that just came out of my mouth.
Yeah, you do kind of black out for a minute there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you go,
For sure.
Wait, was that what I was supposed to say? Or like,
Exactly.
You're like, hold on, wait a minute. Because I can imagine you've said on a post that you were writing book 2 and you're getting ready to submit it right before your book tour.
Yeah.
And like having that one so fresh in your memory and then them asking questions, I am so sure how hard it would have been to keep those like thoughts down and be like, no, wait, okay, can't say those.
Yeah, that's true. I actually turned my second draft of Blessed by the Damned in on, like, I was like on the airplane headed to my first stop when I turned it in. So it was like my brain was very much focused on the wrong book, but so I had to kind of like dig back in the memory banks.
Well, someday maybe you'll have like the whole series out and you'll be like, I don't remember what book that detail was in. And you're going to have to like, it's like when people ask you questions, like, I don't even remember how that ended anymore because it all bleeds together into one story.
It does. Yeah. I feel like the same thing happens with parenting, right? You can never remember like what year milestone happened or which kid it was.
Oh, no.
One of them did this sometime.
Yeah, I rely on my husband for that most of the time. Like, did you remember when? And he remembers that kind of stuff. You go because you're in mom mode so much, like survival mode. You're like,
yes, yeah, that's true.
Big moments.
Yeah. Remember the big things. I feel like I don't remember a lot of when my kids were little because I just had like blacked it out because I had such a like problem child. So I go, oh, I don't remember that. And my husband's like, you don't remember this event? And I'm like,
yeah.
Nope, I don't.
Hey, they're alive. And
they're here.
What counts.
Yeah.
I'm remembering more now.
And they're well.
Yeah. Winning.
I know. Well, I think maybe what we can start, so we kind of talked about the tour. I think we could go back to that a little bit. We have some icebreaker questions that we kind of like to ask that we thought might be kind of fun. So maybe me and Laura will kind of like alternate back and forth and ask you some fun questions. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay.
I have to pull my iPad up so that I can see them.
Okay. So first one, and this one I think is important, especially because of like this like girl culture we have right now. Like, what's your favorite drink? Like, what do you drink in the morning? Are you a coffee girl? Are you a tea girl? And then let's say you're going out in the car. Like, what's in your mug? Do you take one? Are you double fisting? Do you have like 2? And then like maybe what do you like to have like while you write? Like what's your drink culture like?
I love this. So I'm a coffee girl. My husband makes my coffee for me every morning, and I start with coffee when I'm writing.
Spoiled.
I know, such a life. I am strictly limited to 2 cups though, because I do have an actual real life caffeine addiction. And if I like go over my allotted amount of caffeine one day and then don't hit that amount the next day, I will get headaches. So I am like a very strict 2 cups of coffee a day kind of girl. And then
Totally.
switch to water, and then we mostly drink water. We're kind of lame. Sometimes we like spice it up with, like a sparkly water.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if I'm in the car, yeah, it's like water or sparkling water.
Do we do like, the liquid IV? Like, me and Laura are addicted to like liquid IV. Like
I
we
haven't
like can't go throughout a day with probably having like at least one. Like I make one in the morning and then I like make it last like the whole day usually, like in one of my mugs, because I gotta get water.
It's like an electrolyte.
And that counts as water to me.
Is that like an electrolyte? Yeah. We do Element, which I think is
Yeah.
Okay. Especially as desert.
This one probably has a heavy dose of sugar.
Oh, does it? Yeah, I think Element actually has like a lot of salt, but like we're in the desert, so you've gotta replenish those electrolytes. You don't realize how much you're losing.
No, you do.
The dry heat is different. It hits different.
No,
yes, it does. We are also dry.
Yes, yeah,
up here.
Yeah, for sure.
We're just at like the tipping point of summer up here. So it's like, oh, hold on a minute. We've got all the rest of summer still. And we're tipping in.
Just dipping in.
It's always need more.
We actually had a very mild spring here, and then literally while I was on book tour, it got hot, and I stepped off the plane coming back, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's here!" Yeah,
it switched on me,
like scorching.
It happened
as you're walking in.
Yeah, it's like that oppressive heat.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. So are you from? Are you from Arizona? Arizona.
I'm not. My husband was born and raised here, and then when after we married, we decided to come back. His family is here, and there's just like a great support system. His parents are retired, so it's hard to beat. It's hard to beat that retired grandparent life.
For sure.
No, it's really hard.
That won't happen for us.
Yeah, we're like stuck here. We're like such like Utah, like. I don't know. We're like Utah girls. Like we will never probably leave. Like everyone's here. We all are like so established. Like we have family businesses. We have like everything we do here is like here. So the likelihood of us leaving Utah, like you would probably have to be like prying us out of here with our dead hands. Just
oh my gosh. Well, then that's perfect. You guys, you're in the right place.
We're just established,
I love that.
Yeah. All right. Laura, next question.
Next one. I'm on it. Okay, what is your favorite color? And then what is your favorite color to wear? Because I think these are different.
Yeah, I think they're two different things. They're two different things.
I know. My daughter always gets annoyed that I don't have like a very firm favorite color. I just really like most of the colors. So I'm really lame on that answer. I don't like ever pick a favorite. I probably mostly wear like gray or blue. Although I did wear yellow on book tour to like, match.
Ooh.
A little matchy, and that was really fun. So I like bought a bunch of, I don't think I owned anything yellow, and then I bought like, a yellow shirt, a yellow dress, and now I'm like, oh, maybe I'll wear yellow. I think it was fun. It was very bright.
Nice.
Okay. I like it. It's very summery.
Big fan.
Springy,
I do love that.
summery. I know. All right, here's the next question. Can you keep a plant alive?
No.
I think this is an important question to know. I feel like this gets me deep into knowing you a little bit more. I also do not keep plants alive. It feels needy. Like I start to look at the plant and I'm like, I think you're a little needy. Like you need too much of my attention.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Like I'm not a big fan of keeping plants alive.
I struggle even with like cactus, like cacti, so that's a bummer. My mom like owned a greenhouse. She has such a green thumb, and I'm like, I can't keep a cactus alive. So, we are different people.
Didn't pass it down.
Nope.
Didn't pass it down. I get it.
Yeah. Our mom also has the green thumb and had a greenhouse for a while, but I can do like plants that can be watered once a week.
Okay.
So I can, and they have to be like the same kind. So I have like a bunch of different like vined plants, and I've had them for a long time.
I have a plant I'm bringing to you because I'm afraid I'm gonna kill it, and I have it sitting on my counter, and I'm like, next time I see Laura, I'm taking her this plant so she can keep it alive.
I will do my best. I don't keep everything alive, but there are certain ones that I've learned how to keep alive.
Okay,
it's very minimalist though.
Well, you have another one coming.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. What is your guilty pleasure TV show?
I don't watch TV.
I haven't been watching
Okay.
the last little bit, but
Yeah.
I have other things. So what is your
Who am I
guilty
gonna-
pleasure then?
Who am I going to talk about Love Island with then? Like who am I going to express all these craziness that's happening on Love Island to? You don't watch any TV. That's okay. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah,
It's a great thing.
To say I don't watch any TV is probably extreme, but I haven't watched anything in... I did watch Heated Rivalry. That was good. I liked that.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was
Love
good.
that.
So
But yeah, I
good.
don't know. My husband and I probably like watch... Well, we started Modern Family 4 years ago, and we still haven't finished it. If that gives you an idea of like...
Yeah, that's such a classic though.
You know,
So classic.
so like we'll watch an
So
episode of
I do
something
love that one.
every 2 months, maybe. I don't know. Not big TV.
Yeah, I get it. Do you plan on watching the new Off Campus series?
Yes, yeah. It looks really good.
Yeah. That was a fun time. I really enjoyed that. It was a fun time.
Nice.
It's a laundry show.
I like getting these like adaptations. I think that's very fun.
I'm loving
Well,
the
I
adaptations
always
right now.
I love watching the differences. Like, I think it's fun because it's like you get to see like just the version, because it's not the exact, I mean, it's not the book, right? They never are. I mean, honestly, I did think Heated Rivalry probably was one of the closest that, I mean, I've seen stay true to the story, but I mean, even Off Campus has a lot of liberties they took, but I still like the choices that they made with it. So I don't know. It's kind of fun to watch it come to real life though.
I do end up like watching a lot of like,
Someday.
but my daughter's really into like Rebels and Clone Wars. So like as she's watching things, I end up like kind of, it's a fun time. And I think like at some
That's
point,
an okay thing
all
too.
of Clone Wars or most of them.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next one. If you weren't an author, what would you be doing? I mean, we know you've kind of come from like a journalism background, but would you have kept doing that? Or do you think that you would have like maybe shifted and done something else?
Yeah, so I had shifted, and I was working at a university when I wrote my first book. I love journalism with my whole heart, and it was an incredible career. It's a really hard one to stick with, though. A lot of people end up leaving. It's really bad hours. It's really bad pay. People have like, there's also the whole, the media, right? So like, it's kind of people just generally hate you, which is a bummer. So I think that it's a hard career for people to stick out, but I always am so impressed and appreciative of the journalists who like stay strong and fill that service in our communities.
Yeah, you have to have a strong personality I mean, especially if you're going to be like in front of people, like face to face, right? Where people are like actually seeing you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, talk. I mean, social media is so crazy. They're crazy.
Agreed.
It takes one phrase to flip the world upside down and everyone thinks you're like a horrible person. So
Oh my gosh.
it's
journalism,
kind of crazy.
I guess it was, for me, it was like the things that frustrated me more about journalism were like, you work really hard on whatever story it is that you're doing. And then, I mean, like any given community, right? The people, like the number of subscribers to the local newspaper is like 10%, right? So you're like busting your ass on something that you think is super important to the community and that people should care about or know about even. And then like 10% will read it. And then of those 10% who read it, like half of them are always pissed off at you about how you did it or what you included or what you didn't include. And it's like, you're doing all of that. And then you're making like my first job out of college, I was making like $26,000 a year. So it's like, nobody's making the big bucks unless you're like Anderson Cooper, right? So it's kind of a bummer.
You gotta do it for the love of the game.
Wrong question. Other than writing, what do you like to do for fun?
That's a good question. And I used to have things. My daughter tells me that I used to be cool. I don't do a lot for myself right now. It's something that I really want to focus on in 2027. I already have like 2027 goals like that I'm looking towards, and that is one of them. I used to really enjoy running, but even like I feel like even exercise has become something that's like a chore and also something that I try to make as productive as possible. So like even if I get out for a run, I always like have the baby in the running stroller and the dog like on a leash around my waist, and
Love it.
dog is like trying to run faster and the baby's in the stroller and needs
So
a
true.
snack. And, it's like not about the run anymore. It's about like, so I do need to get back into like doing things for myself. I think it would be like running and yoga are two things that I really enjoy that I haven't been making a priority. So probably like those first. And then I think nobody, like one of the things that you're not aware of when you become an author is like how little how little time for just picking up a book for pleasure, because even when you're getting to read, a lot of what you're reading, which I really enjoy this too, but a lot of the reading feels kind of like work. It's like you're beta reading for a friend, or you're you're reading a book to give like an author blurb for somebody else. Like, and I do enjoy doing those things, but like your ability to like just walk into a store and pick up a book that looks good to read for fun, like kind of goes down. So I would like to do that again too.
Sometimes when there is a little bit of like resistance when you're asked to do something, like even read a book, like every once in a while, we'll get one that like it's harder when it's like, I don't want to say mandatory, but it's like you're not doing it just because you want to do it, like you're like reading because like
there's a difference,
like,
even if it's like an
different. Yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah.
Well, do you have a book that you would like? Okay, so maybe if reading's not like a big thing right now, like do you at least have one that like maybe you've like reread, or one that you are like, I plan on rereading this just because like you loved it so much?
Oh, I always like my ultimate comfort read series is Ice Planet Barbarians by Ruby Dixon.
Yes.
Yummy.
Yes, I love
it. It's like such a great I don't want to say mindless because it's not mindless. It's just so like relaxing.
It is. Yeah, it's just very cozy. It's like a very cozy world.
Totally.
Yeah. So I always love like I'll pick up a new one in that series, or sometimes I'll like reread Georgie because I love the first one. It's hard to go wrong. I'm really excited to read. One of my good friends is releasing the last book in her 4-book series in September, and I'm very excited to read by Whit Stanfield, her Siren series. So that'll be a good time.
I don't know this one. Okay.
Yeah, you have to look it up. Yeah, I have it on my shelf over here.
I will look it up. I'm gonna write that down.
We've been talking about doing these kinds of books recently. So between
we have
Siren,
actually,
Mermaid,
we're like, let's do some Siren.
So pretty.
A sea of song and sirens.
Yeah, it's so good.
I totally said that wrong. I transposed that. That was really fun. Okay. I went A Song of Sea.
That's so funny.
I love that.
Golly.
I love that.
I am on par. Is it my turn? Is that what you're looking at me?
I am, actually.
Fine. It's fine.
Everything's
okay. Okay. So this one is like really big for me because I have a couple of things that I would put in this category, but what is one of your biggest pet peeves of the bookish like space or reading as a reader and one as a writer?
I guess as an author, I do get really annoyed when readers tag authors in negative reviews. I feel like we've been over this and over this. So that one is frustrating. I don't know. I don't know if I have a lot of pet peeves as a reader because I wasn't on social media until I started marketing my book. So I don't know if I ever really interacted in this space as a reader.
Gotcha. Cool. Okay, we have two more. My last one. Favorite trope. Do you have a favorite? I actually think this is a hard question because I have a bunch that like I probably are gonna like kind of equal up against each other, but also I'm like a mood reader and a mood person. So sometimes like I'll be digging one trope for a minute and then I'll kind of be like, oh, now I want this,
Yeah, I don't think I have a favorite trope. I mean, I do have some favorites, right? Like I always love like a good second chance romance, and I love
always, yes,
right, learning. But I don't even have a trope that I don't think I have a trope that I would just like never read either, right? Like I'm always kind of willing to give like even like one that I think I wouldn't enjoy, like a cheating trope, for example. I love Kate C. Wells books. Like I'm just obsessed with like everything that she's ever written, from like the motorcycle club to, or like the mafia to like the shifter books. And then she recently released, what's it called, Silent Flames maybe, but it's a cheating trope book, and she recently, and I've read everything she's ever written, and I'm obsessed. And so I was like, am I gonna do it, and it was so good. And it was always a trope that I was like, I don't think I'm gonna, that's for me. So I think I'm always willing to like take a chance, you know.
It's definitely one that I'm a little bit more leery going into.
So Laura, yeah.
It's not it's actually like one of my number ones of like not really wanting to read. But if I hear that it is good and that somebody else is like a recommendation from you, like I would actually be like, okay,
done it well.
I'm going to look into this more, especially if it's done well. I don't do well with like, I don't know what it is about it. I just have never liked it.
Yeah.
I read one that had like a little bit, but then
that's because you probably read one that wasn't done well,
nicked him,
and then you read one that is, and you're like, well, I guess like maybe it just depends on the author. Like,
yeah,
it's all about the skill of the author. Can they make it work?
True.
All right,
All right, last question. I put in the wrong number. Okay, do you like or do you have any nicknames,
or even just like related in books, like? Do you like being called baby girl? Do we like the nickname Angel? Let me keep going. Do we like the nickname? I don't know. I always think there's like a couple. Okay, but I like Rebel Girl.
Yeah.
I thought it was very unique. I loved it.
Oh no, I like it too. I totally dig it. I always feel like there's just like a couple that are like, I don't know. It's so hard to call one out that you're like, I don't like it. Because I think it's probably kind of like the trope where it's like, God, if you have the right character, do it. Because like, I'm never a big fan of like Angel. But then I've read a couple where I'm like, well, actually that works a little. So
I think of one that
I do have a couple that are like, give me the ickies just a little bit, you know?
I think of one, but I'm sure they're out there.
It's totally true. It's totally
true. I like Rebel Girl. It's all good. I like the Rebel Girl one.
Dude, you got hoodies that say Rebel Girl on it, don't you? I think I saw some the other day. Oh, you're wearing it. Okay, cool. I was like, I think she has a couple hoodies that have them on there.
Yes, yeah.
I love that.
Bookish Laboratory has made them. They're great. I love them.
That's okay. Let's move into that really quick then, because let's talk about what it's like licensing and all that good fun stuff with like merch. Do you love when people come up with their own merch? And this is like a community that people really love to like be creative and kind of have like their own, like stamp on things. Like I have seen some of the most beautiful art of our I know they're not Pegasus.
Oh, the Farivar?
The Faravas. Yeah. Like I need my notes.
Sorry. The Faravars that are like, they're done so well. You have some amazing fan art. Do you like, have you seen a bunch of it? Do you search it?
I search for fan art, but I love when people like tag me in fan art. It's super fun. And yeah, having people wanting to do merch is really, really cool. We just launched, Slow Burn Candles just launched a candle line for the book, and she did such a good job. Yeah, so anybody who's interested in getting licensed, we have a form on my website that they can fill out like a little application, and we love working with small vendors and the business community in the bookish space.
So you're doing this Rebel Girl one that you're wearing right now. Mm-hmm. What other merch do you have that people can acquire?
Yeah, well, I don't produce any of the merch myself. So I just if a small business wants to get licensed, we do have an application. They can't use AI in the designs or promotion, that kind of thing. So if anybody wants this, the Kissed by the Gods Eternal Wars merch, we do link to other people's shops on my website. So we have a few artists that are licensed with bookmarks and overlays and things like that. And then there's hoodies and hats and cups and tote bags, and all of that's from Bookish Laboratory. And then Bookish Girls Club does custom jewelry. So charms and necklaces and bracelets and things like that. So it's very fun.
Okay, but the
Way
scythe
cool.
is like the most perfect. Like you have a couple like really cool like things to do that like people can do all kinds of fun stuff with. You have a scythe, you have
The
the
shears.
gardening shears. Like
Mhm.
I think that is so cool. I mean, they turn into daggers that I love. And I also love this element of the book because I think it's like so unique that we can take weapons and then we like bond with them.
Okay, so now I really want to talk about this book because, first of all, can we just take a moment and just look at the gorgeousness of this
Oh my
book?
gosh.
We went specifically to Barnes and
Yeah, we
Noble
did.
to pick this up.
I love
It
that.
was we were so lucky that we left with one book. We didn't buy out the store. We left with the one.
Yeah.
But this
Look at
is
you, girls.
beautiful. I know. It's
Yeah, but I
It's
hadn't seen what it
stunning.
was gonna look like before at all, and so
hadn't
mean, I've
either.
seen like little clips of it, and we've seen what your indie version looks like. Oh my god! Like, come on,
It's so
stop.
pretty. They did such a great job. It's like one of the most, I mean, not that I'm biased, but it's one of the most stunning books I've ever seen.
They did such a good
We
job
agree.
with it. Like, I mean, the amount of effort and I just think they did such a great job with it,
Yeah, they really did.
and you're
I agree.
obviously proud of it. Like, it's so cool.
Yes, I mean, it's
Yep.
really wild to
Deluxe.
see it come together like this and to have, the publisher believe in it like this and readers believe in it. And so it's been just it's an incredible glow up.
Totally.
Yes. Well, the indie, oh my gosh, mother of pearl. The indie edition is also very gorgeous. And I saw on your social medias, I never know which one I see it on, but you had said that your artist that did some fan art for you also was the one who did the art for the cover.
Yeah, so the artist that did the hard case indie cover, and it's the same artist that did the hard case for the deluxe version for the trad cover, which is really just a
Yeah,
great
that's cool.
full
So
circle.
cool.
Yeah, super cool.
Well, it's just cool
Which I
because they don't
love.
always do that, and I like when they kind of keep the consistency of it, and because it was already working. Like sometimes it's kind of like don't break what's not broken. Like it's already working. Like let's just like try to continue it on.
Yeah, it's just like a really nice like nod to like the beginnings, and it's really great.
Yeah. Okay, I have kind of a brief synopsis of the book that I'm going to read because I really like this, because I think it really, really, really like talks about it. And then if you want, you can expand on it and we'll break it down a little bit, right?
Perfect.
Okay, so Kissed by the Gods is a romantasy centered on Lena's hard life trying to survive under the rule of an oppressive ruler. When soldiers arrive to take her brother, Lena unleashes a power that is only gifted by the gods, or a divine goddess, thrown into a new world of god-sworn warriors, ancient secrets, divine politics, winged war horses, and looming war. Lena's new powers paint a target on her back to which she needs to navigate dangerous alliances and unexpected connections with a very hot warrior named Riot. This story blends military fantasy, divine magic, forbidden romances, found family, political intrigue, and high-stakes rebellion.
Oh my gosh, Annie,
So much yumminess.
You might have a career in blurb writing.
This is such a good time. I love a great romantasy that has I'm a big fan of strong females. I just think that I feel like it's just something we need in this world right now. And I just love strong females that can be strong but feminine at the same time. And I think there's always a balance between feminine and masculine. And I like strong females, but I also think that like the more feminine we can be, we also need to have that balance of someone who can handle has the same masculine balance. Do you know what I mean? And so I feel like Riot and Lena are such a good balance, and I just feel like you did such a great job with them. And I think that because of all of these different elements that you added into it with the political intrigue and our found family, I just think it like really pulled full circle and it felt really, really balanced.
Yeah, I mean, Kissed by the Gods is definitely like at its heart a feminine rage story, right? I mean, there's obviously high fantasy and all of these other elements that come into play, and it's a romance, but really what I wanted to do and set out to do was write a really empowering story for women that centered feminine rage and made it a strength instead of a, as something that is frustrating or a weakness, and just wanted to, like throughout the series too, right? Like, is in the novella, like we have Mira, and she has a very different kind of strength than Lena, and you've already met Elwyn, who has a different kind of strength too, and just this, looking at the idea of feminine strength, and that can look different for everybody, and it does look different for everybody, right? It's like we're all building from different foundations, and we're all bringing different strengths to the table, and that's what makes it so beautiful.
For sure. Absolutely.
Well, you did a fantastic job of accomplishing all of those things in this story, because you truly feel the balance for her, like the way that she like holds herself, but also the way that she like just comes up to bat immediately, and she's just ready, rip roaring, ready to go. And I think that was so well done, and you harnessed the feminine rage there perfectly.
Great. That's so good to hear.
I think what's interesting is that she gets thrown into a whole new world, right? And like, this is what I think is so cool, is that we get to watch her navigate that whole, literally being thrown into, I mean, she's already been part of this world, but she just like gets opened up into a whole new setting where she has to decide like who's important to her and who she's going to fight for. Right. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say that I want to throw another thing out that I really love. Part of this is a pet peeve of mine, and then you navigated it so great. So I'm not usually a big fan when stories have female or FMC. The whole story is based off of like a dumb decision she's made or a mistake she's made, and they've had to like correct it. And I feel like every choice that you had Lena take and do was so on par for her character, but also contributed to the story in a way that moved the story along and helped keep it going without her like, going into the house that or that she knew she was gonna like. It's kind of like the Chainsaw Massacre, where they like go in and they're like, don't go into that barn, you're gonna get hurt, and it's like, and you're like, yeah, why are you making these stupid choices? We're all going, don't do it, and I feel like you just did such a great job with this, where it was like all of her choices made sense to keep the story moving along. Did I totally just go like way off key?
Oh my gosh, no. I think it's interesting though. I think it's like, it brings up like one of the things that, like, we're talking about like disliked tropes. When people are like, I hate the miscommunication trope, which I do understand the frustration around a miscommunication trope, but also I find it kind of funny that people are so aggressively anti-miscommunication, because I think the reason people hate it so much is because it's the one that affects us the most, right? It's like I love it when people are like, oh, well, this whole book could have been solved if so-and-so just would have told somebody this. And I'm like, oh, please, like, that is, like, it is so hard for us to open up to people and to trust people. And, if you just tell them, how many things have we like not told somebody because we were afraid of what they would think or how they would react, or we just like weren't thinking because we make stupid decisions, right? Like it's like the most human thing, I feel like, that happens to all of us. So yeah, I don't know. Lena, like, one of the things, right, about having a story that's grounded in feminine rage or grounded in rage is she's making emotional choices, right? She's not like always sitting back and like logically being like, okay, well, like the soldiers are here and what is the most logical thing to do next, right? Like, that's not how her brain is working. She's grounded in rage and frustration and anger and just like, this isn't fucking fair, right? So it's like, and that's a very human thing, right? We're not always like, do we strive to make logical choices? Yeah, but is that always going to happen? No. And so I think that was another important thing to me, is like writing a character who is like very flawed and human in that way. Yeah.
realistic at the same time, though. Like, that's the whole
Yeah.
thing, is it's like the choices she made were just like logical in a way where you were just like, yeah, even if they were made off of emotion, you're just like, yeah, that's exactly what I probably would have done. Like,
and they were relatable. Like,
relatable.
they were
That's a great word for it. Yeah.
way
They were,
relatable,
like,
for
yeah,
what like people would be going through, or what
exactly.
like when you use emotion to make a decision. Like, I found myself in her being like,
I did too.
actually,
Yeah.
like, this is, I probably would go off the handle too about
Right.
all of these things. And I would not
Yeah.
survive in a fantasy setting, because I probably would be the person that's like, bitch, that's not going to fly. And then I
Yes.
would probably say that to the wrong person.
Yeah.
Unless I
seriously.
was some kind of royalty. Because, like, I told my husband once, I was like, I think I was born in the wrong era. And he's like, really? Yeah. He's like, well, where do you think you were supposed to be born? And I was like, probably in like the 1600s. And he's
Yeah,
like,
that
why,
makes
as
sense.
a peasant? And I was like, no, man, I'd be like royalty or like nobility. And he's like, peasant Laura, come bring me my things. And I went, oh. It was great. It was a whole thing. And then I had to go back through like family tree to see if I could find royalty.
She's
In your
like,
family
I
tree.
swear to God, I am a queen somewhere. I am a princess somewhere.
The only way I would have survived. It's the only way.
But,
I
you know,
truly
like,
believe I would have survived.
this is like kind of funny and not at all related to a fantasy novel, really. But, you know, like, I mean, even for like, if you go back, like, even just like before like the invention of penicillin, which was like early 1800s, if you go back like the very recent history, like the mortality rate for like children under 5, no matter really what their socioeconomic status was like 50%. Because it's just like, even if you were really, really wealthy, right? Like, even if you were the princess, like, still the mortality rates were super high just because of illness. Like, what was even like in the early 90s, I want to say it was like a Rothschild, but I could be mixing up one of the other, like, but the richest man in the world like died of a tooth abscess just because like the technology wasn't there. You know what I mean? So it's like,
it's crazy.
You're like, we're like,
so crazy.
And I know we get so caught up too in the news, and I'll be the first one to be like, oh my God, things can be really terrifying. But like, by far and above, we live in the like safest time in history, like all over the world.
True.
Even people who live in really.
He just said that last night. He's like,
Yeah.
dude, we're in the safest time right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like crazy. And it's like, it doesn't feel that way
Crazy.
because we're like bombarded with like news and all of the scary things that are happening,
Absolutely.
which are real. Yeah, but just like penicillin was like a game changer.
True.
Well,
okay, well then can I just be in a castle at that time?
I heard somewhere that you wrote a romantasy, okay? And I want to know what it was about first. You said you were like, I'm never putting this out, but let me tell you.
Regency.
I love romantasy.
Not romantasy. Is it your Regency?
In my head,
okay.
like, Annie, what the fuck are you talking about?
It took us a second.
I meant Regency. I love Regencies. Regencies are okay. So Regencies are like what we call like a palate cleanser. I'm like, oh, I need a Regency to kind of like, you know, I've read too many billionaire romances or, you know, epic fantasies. I'm like, I need a Regency, and that's like my palate cleanser.
Gosh, I love that.
So is this okay? So maybe you're not gonna like put out this one that maybe you did a while ago. This is like obviously like somewhere in your wheelhouse though, because you've like written one.
Yeah, it's actually that's where I started writing. I also really love historical romance. I am a total sucker for like, you know, Lisa Kleypas, Sarah McLean, Alexandra Vasty's a kind of a newer historical romance author, and I just eat up her stuff. It's so good.
Me and Laura started with Catherine Coulter.
Okay.
That's kind of like where our Regency kind of like started, our little rabbit hole started. And we have like so me and Laura have like a 9-year gap in between us. So I was a little ahead. I was waiting for her to get a little older so that I could introduce into.
I was 16.
Listen, you were old enough.
Oh my gosh, I know. I think I
were old enough.
I started sneaking into my mom's and grandma's like library when I was like 12. It was like way too early to be like Julie Garwood, you know?
No, this is like this is education. Like, you can't get it anywhere else.
That's true.
I love a nice bodice ripper. And there's this bookstore that's by me and Laura. that, well, it's not really close to us. We have to go there a little ways, but they have a basement in it. And in the basement is like old Westerns and old bodice rippers. So you
All
like
mass
literally
paperbacks.
go down and it's just covered in mass paperback books, and you just go see if you can find treasures. Like it's like the most fun thing. You just go down and you're like, okay, like what am I gonna find today? And you find the craziest covers. There's such a good time. It's such a good time. I mean, I love a good like sea captain, you know, pirate,
Always
maiden
down
in
for a pirate.
distress. Like, come on. Yeah.
Sucker
It's
for a
good
pirate.
times.
And you're coming out here in October, which we'll come back
Yeah.
to. But you
Yeah,
should
yeah,
add it
yeah.
on your list of places to go and check out.
Yeah,
Yeah, you are. You're
Which-
coming with
We're very
LJ.
excited to see you here.
coming for LJ's Stolen Crown party. It's gonna be a good time.
Yes. We are very
I think
excited.
it will be. You have there's like a good handful of people that are coming that I think it will be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Agreed.
a really good
We're
time. I love that series. It's one of my favorite.
But let's go back to your your historical romance. I want to know more about this. Can you tell us anything about it? Are you going to publish it, or are you just hoarding it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna publish it. And I'm actually not gonna tell you about it. I am considering rewriting it. I am considering rewriting it into like
Okay.
kind of story premise into something that's not a historical, but I haven't like dug into that project yet. So I'm not gonna like share too much about it.
Okay, fine.
I just like
We will
knowing it's in
anxiously
your-
await it.
I just like knowing it's in your wheelhouse. Like I just like knowing that it's there. That maybe someday, you know? I like that.
Yeah, I think
in
like
our
if
back
that
pocket
book
image.
comes to light, it will be it'll probably be like the same storyline, same characters, but a different time period because historical it's not like historical is not living its prime right now. It's just like not, I mean, there are like some really amazing historical books, and I'm not saying the genre is like, it's just like it's not a prime genre right now.
But maybe
It's
we
hard to
get that.
sell. Hard to sell. There are definitely some authors who can do
No, I
it.
think you're right.
Not the easiest sell right now.
All right, Laura, circle us back to the book. We squirreled off.
We did. I want to know a little bit more about Falric and the relationship that's there, because I feel like we get just like this little taste of it. And I want to know more about these amazing gentlemen, because I feel like they've truly become her rock. They like bring her in and like accept her no holds barred, and I truly feel like my brain just left the other gentleman's name. It's really great.
Yeah, Thaurik
Also,
and Nirika.
fuck Maxim.
Yeah, Nirika.
He's a jerk. Well-known jerk.
So,
He got what he deserved. Thaurik and Nirika are very, very near and dear to me. I've had so much fun with their story. I think that they've surprised me in that I didn't expect it to come as easily as it did. And I do have a lot of backstory written for them, and they play a really big role in the scene forward. Yeah, so I love those two.
Love that. I told Laura actually this morning, I said I would love to have backstory for them. Like, I think that would be, because you said that they met when they were younger and they grew up together, right? So
Yeah.
I would really, really, really love to hear backstory of that. That's so cool.
It is a goal of mine to like publish that someday. So fingers crossed.
Okay.
So would you do that as like an additional novella, or are you like trying to incorporate their backstory more into the books farther down the line?
Have like spin-offs.
Yeah, so I don't have an exact plan for that. I think that I definitely have, like, a novella is definitely a possibility. And then, yeah, just as you're writing the books and we're getting to know all of these characters better, we'll see more of their backstory for sure.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
If this is, so most of the story kind of has like, I mean, I almost want to call like mythology type base. Like, what kind of research did you do to kind of get into that mindset of, with that type of mythology and gods? Is this something like you've always kind of been interested in? Because it is, and I can imagine it's probably going to get a little bit even more complex. We will start to we going to meet more gods? Are we like, I think we get introduced to, do we get introduced to two? One, two?
In book one?
You see, well, you get introduced to one.
And then we have one that.
And you see another.
Okay. No
hold
spoilers.
on.
No spoilers.
2 seconds. 2 seconds.
What?
Moving forward, I'm going to probably say things that are going to be spoiler-esque. So if you have not read this book, go pick it up, get it in your hands now, go read it. Because moving forward, I will not be able to filter everything. And I have a hard time. She's been
holding back.
I know, we're getting into spoilers.
So
okay.
I want...
Fair.
We're going to start getting into spoilers from here on out.
Everybody's been
Okay.
Yeah, so I would definitely introduce like most of the gods, I think, at this point, either like on page or in the epigraph.
Okay.
Having a gods-based magic system was important to me.
Cool.
You know, we're getting in, well, and this is like maybe some spoilers for later books, but like just exploring a gods-based system and some of the like religious themes that come from that was one of the things that I wanted to delve into the series as a whole. And it wasn't based on like any one particular mythological system. I did study like world religions in college, and I'm kind of fascinated by religion in general. But it's like one of the reasons that the horses aren't called Pegasus in the series, right? Because that was very Greek coded, and I didn't want us to like call back to a particular mythological system. I think for author, it is like having a gods-based magic system is really complex, and I think that for people who are like hoping to like explore that or work it into a series, I did get a lot of like really helpful information from a world building craft book called Wonder Book. That was really helpful for like setting up the system and building it out.
I need to take notes.
Me and Laura have Laura, write that down. I have children in my home that are big D&D players.
Mm-hmm.
So world building is like such a big topic at my house. So
that's so
we talk about world building all the time. And I have one of my son is considers himself a DM, which means he literally creates like all the new worlds and stuff where you know the campaign
dungeon master
you're running into. Yeah, and so I learn a lot from him, but also I love when I have like a world that I'm like, hey, let's talk about this. And he like breaks it down for me, and he educates me in a lot of different ways of world building. And it's so creative.
Yeah.
I just think that people who can create worlds and do it can do it in such a dynamic way, which I do believe this world is. Like, I think the world that you've created in Kissed by the Gods is really dynamic. And I love that. And I think you fall into it immediately. Like the minute within that first chapter, you fall in love with Lena and you fall in love with this world, and you're already invested in what it's about, right? Just from...
And her outcome. You're invested in her outcome immediately.
Yeah,
you are. And her family's outcome, right? Because you start to get introduced to them. And yeah, so I think the world is fantastic. So, and I just think that's such a hard thing to do. So hats off.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I think that's really, really cool. And I can see the world getting bigger, which I love that you did this in the first book as well. Like, sometimes we have to wait for book 2 for our world to like grow. Like usually sometimes we have like our first book, we kind of maybe we move around, but the second book is where we start to like see the world grow. And I love that I love the pacing of this story. So we slowly, our world does start to grow, but I love that I love the amount that it does grow in book 1, where we really start to, we move to Farengard, and then we move to, is it Aish? And Aish, like the picture you paint of that city is so cool. Like, I'd love to see more fan art of that. Like, I hope more people put fan art of that. I'd love to see that.
My gosh.
Because there's such different cities, right? And the dynamic of both of them is so different, and the eye-opening experiences they have in Aish, where they go, oh, things are different here.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives so much more room to possibility, right? Of what maybe some of our other characters can expect in their life. Why did you do that? And maybe some of your political writing helped, help create like the structure of the politics that happen in each of these cities.
Yeah, so I definitely think the world building is something that my background has played a role in. I've traveled a lot and I've seen a lot of different, I've been lucky enough to experience and like to experience like several different cultures and see different cities and setups. And I do think that as a person and like my development, that was really important for me for questioning my own background and things that
Yeah.
to be true about the world that are subjective than I think we know. So building like a large, diverse world is important, not just for the plot or the fun parts, but also for getting characters to like exposing characters to different ways of doing things and different belief systems and how that forces them to reflect on themselves.
Yeah, I think so.
It was great the way that you like brought that all together too.
Thank you so much.
So a lot of times when you're writing more dynamic and, emotional stories, what was one of the more emotional scenes that you actually wrote that you actually felt like, ooh, this was a little bit emotional. Like this, like it started to like, stirred up some of those like just feelings.
Yeah, I think I am a pretty emotional writer. I'm a very character driven author. And so I relate, I feel like, to everybody in kind of like, almost like they're real people. So it can be, like there are definitely some scenes that are really intense. I teared up like when I was writing the ending, and actually like Araveth's speech at the end like really got me, just like thinking about my own family and kind of what you would be willing to do for them in a similar situation, right? So that one got me. I think a scene that surprised me was in the kind of earlier in the novel when Lena she's with Kiernan and Phelan and Caius, and they're sewing the flower petals. That one like came like,
I loved that scene.
Oh, thank you. It was really fun to write, but it actually like barely made it into the book. The idea came to me like I was like done with editing and the book was due at the printers in like a couple of days. And I was like, oh my gosh, wait.
Those are the best scenes to put in.
Oh, I know. It was really fun. So I like wrote it real fast and then sent it to my editor and I was like, what do we think about this? And she was like, oh my gosh, it's perfect. So that kind of stuff is fun because it's like, just like kind of was a puzzle piece that was missing and slid it in there at the last minute.
It was perfectly slid in. I thought that it was very well placed too in the story to show the hard and the soft and where that balance needed to be. And I was like, oh yes, loved that. I absolutely loved it. Okay. Now, as we're wrapping up, I want to hear about your husband as your support, because it seems that you and your husband have been like on the same page, and you had said previously that he's been there and is like a hype man for you.
He is, yeah.
How great has it been to have him do that for you?
Oh my gosh, he's so amazing. I wouldn't be here without him. Writing a book is something that I've wanted to do since I was a little girl. And it's kind of, it is amazing to me, like even when you have people in your life who are telling you, oh, you can do anything, like how quickly you internalize like realistic dreams versus unrealistic dreams and you pivot to chase the more realistic things, right? So writing a book was always something that was in my like, well, someday I'll do this. And it's really hard to like not only make time for that someday, but also to get past the hurdles that make it really hard and challenging. And I don't know. He was actually the one, like when we moved here and I just ended up in a job that I didn't love. Like there wasn't anything particularly bad about it. I just wasn't like passionate about it like I had always been before. And I was just kind of sad. I was like mopey, and he was like, well, why don't you like finally write this book that you're always talking about? And so, he's the one who pushed me to do it. And he was also really involved in plotting and trying to, like, I'm a pantser, which is where I'm just like chasing the characters around and they're telling me what to do. And then
I love it.
he's not a writer, but if he were, he would be a plotter. And so he's kind of the one who like ropes me back in. He's like my alpha reader, and I know he's making sure that I follow the rules that I made, right? What a jerk. Yeah, so it's been really fun.
So he's basically the DM of your story.
Yes.
Making sure that everybody's staying on track and making sure that like, that's not logic right there. That's not how this needs to be. Fix this.
Yeah, he definitely, like, for example, like he thinks about things that I don't think about. Like, so for example, Silencia is like the bread basket, right? It's producing a lot of food for Silencia and for Farengard. And he like sat down and did the math one day about like how big the land mass would need to be and how many people would need to like be in every like square mile and what the food production rate would need to be able to supply this other country with food.
Wow.
Like, yeah, like which is a detail that I wouldn't have thought of, and really like, for example, like played into like the map making process, right? Like how big did each country be? So yeah, it's been really fun.
That would be so crazy. Do you remember the number? I'm curious to know like
what number,
what he came up with to be like, okay, this is what it needed to look like, and this is where this needed to be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember.
Here's your population.
Your population.
I don't remember the population, but let me see if I can find the map. Okay, so well, this is actually like a book that readers have been signing, so you can see like a bunch of like Sharpie, but it's like
fun.
Cool, I love that.
It's like Silencia was like, it's a pretty good size.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Annie, do you have any additional questions for Miss Caty Rogan?
No, we can wrap it up. I'm so sad to wrap it up, but I do kind of want to know maybe a couple of things that you've got going like through the rest of the year. I mean, we know you're coming to Salt Lake to be part of the Stolen Crown thing that LJ Andrews is putting on. Way excited about that. That you're going to have a handful of authors there that will hopefully bring in a fun crowd for you. Is there anything else that you kind of have like set out that people can either like come to or just be aware of?
Yeah, so all of my events are updated on my website pretty regularly at catyrogan.com. But so far I think next up is Villains and Vixens in Orlando in July. And then after that, I have, Books, Gowns, and Crowns, I think is next in San Diego in September. Then I think after that is LJ's event, the Stolen Crown launch party, which is fantastic. Everybody should get a ticket to that. And then after that, I think it's Romantasy BookCon in Orlando. I'm pretty sure. So definitely like I have a few big events that'll be a really great time. I love meeting.
They're all scattered all over the place too.
It's perfect. Yeah. I'd love to get to meet
that's perfect.
Travel and hopping. So Caty, where can everybody find you on social media to give you a follow and where they can acquire your book?
Yeah, so I mean, the book's available at like every major retailer and
everywhere.
Also shop, your local indie bookstore. Check it out. It's also like libraries, which is very fun. The Audible or the audio is in libraries. And then on social media, I'm most active on Instagram, but I also have a TikTok, and it's just Caty Rogan, CatyRogan.
I love how you spell your name, by the way.
Perfect.
Well, thank you.
Too.
Thank you
so
much.
My favorite.
I think
love it.
Well, we'll credit my mom for that one.
Thank you, Mom.
Good. That's enough. Well, I mean, you're always like, thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
So hey, thanks.
This was really so much fun.
Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thanks.
We're so excited for you.
Thank you. This has been so much fun. What a blast.
That's it for today's episode on the Blush and Burn Books podcast, where we spread those pages and stir up all the feels. We hope you're walking away with a new book for your TBR, a smile, and maybe a little blush. Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share this episode with your fellow book lovers. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for even more bookish fun. Until next time, keep those pages turning and stay bookish.